Welcome to the POG Show. I'm your host, Christine Martindale, Public Information Officer for the City of Port Orange, a city in Central Florida that is unique by choice, not by chance. I will be bringing you powerful interviews and on-the-go info to gain a better understanding of the various services and functions our city provides. So let's get started. Hello, everyone, to episode 002 of the POG Show. So let's welcome the mayor of our city, Don Burnette.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
It's a wonderful, wonderful day in Port Orange.
Oh, it is. You know, we've had some rain the last couple of days, and I kind of hope it holds off. I know we are in rainy season, but, you know, sometimes I'm like over it. We don't live in Oregon.
It's Florida, so every month except maybe one or two is rainy season. So.
Oh, gosh, I know.
But you know what they say about living in Florida? If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes.
That's right? In 10 minutes, the sun come out and beautiful rainbow we may see. And I know we're in kind of the hype of hurricane season, so you never know what the season will bring.
We all got to brush up on our Greek alphabet now.
Oh, I can't believe it, right? We're into the Gamma, right? Is that where we're at now?
Gamma will be the next storm.
Gosh, you know, here we are, 2020. Who would have thought that we'd be that down? But you know what? Nothing surprises me about 2020 anymore.
This has been the most interesting year in most people's lives. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'll just use the word interesting.
Oh, gosh. You know, and this year, without a doubt, for sure, has been challenging. COVID-19, adjusting to the changes. And, you know, how do you think we did as a city?
I got to say I'm pretty proud. Very difficult. COVID has created challenges that we have never, as a society, much less a city and a community, have ever seen before in our lives. And we have to go back 100 years to get historical perspective when we take a look at the Spanish flu of 1918. And we know so much more than we do now. And yet, 100 years of advances in medical science, a pandemic can do what it has done to our society and to our world. 1 million people perished. That's a pretty staggering number. But if you take a look at Port Orange, I think the reason why we've done well is we are a community that focuses on each other. We are a community of neighborhoods. We're a community of families, lots of friends, and this is the way we've grown. And I got to admit, wearing a mask, not the most fun thing I could ever do, even though it has my UCF label on the front of it. But I don't do it for me. I do it because I get close to you. You don't know where I've been. You don't know, and I don't know where you've been today. And because we shouldn't have to be to the point of paranoia, the community cares about each other. So we've worn our masks, and we've seen the result of that. This was a very, very tough summer with the numbers, and they've really been beat back. And our numbers in Port Orange actually bear out better per 1,000 than most of, all of the larger cities in Volusia County. And it has a lot to do with it, people wanting to do the right thing for each other. And that's what we're all about. That's why I love Port Orange. I
know, exactly. And so, you know, in addition to that, you know, we did a local campaign for local businesses. I think was so important. It's the local businesses that we really, you know, we want to promote and we want to help for sure, you know.
Honestly, we know that some of our local businesses have been and will be lost because of COVID and will never come back. And that's a shame. But the ones that we can help, I think there are a lot of people that make very conscious decisions every day, and there are people that want to. We just need reminding, and that's what the idea of this whole marketing plan is to stay local as much as possible, whether it be shopping or whether it be dining out or whether we're getting takeout. We go out and we protect ourselves and we do it smartly, but we're putting dollars into our own community when we shop local. And I know there are a lot of buying something through Amazon might be convenient and might even be the way to go depending on what you're doing. But given a choice, if you can get out and do it smartly, shop local, please. Let's keep these dollars here in our community.
Absolutely. And just to give a little plug about this local campaign, the Port Orange South Daytona Chamber of Commerce still has a lot of yard signs left with the local campaign sign. So if you're a local business out there in Port Orange, go to the Chamber of Commerce. They will give you a yard sign with the local logo on it, decal stickers, and proudly put that in your business window or on your lawn, and really promote and.
It's a sign of unity right now.
Absolutely. And I drive around Port Orange and I see signs everywhere, and it's just a proud moment that, like you said, something that we really want to help these small businesses, because this pandemic came out of really nowhere and nothing that we could have really prepared for.
No, we had very little warning. I mean, and we saw what happened in China, and we saw what happened in Europe, and it was only a matter of weeks. I think, we see it starting to move around Asia and then into Europe, and I think we were hoping to slow down and keep it out of the U.S. I think once it started to spread and get into Europe, and like we knew it was eventually going to be here.
Yeah.
But man, boom, all of a sudden it's here, and it's here in force, and it's smacking us. And I'm just very, 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 I got to say it again, I'm just very proud of the way people have responded. When you go out, it takes extra time. It takes extra patience when you're in a line to space out and wait for the person to move away from the register before you move up to it. Sometimes that wears on you, but for the most part, if you have a caring community like we do, it's a lot easier to do, because you're not thinking about, wow, this is inconveniencing me. I'm thinking about keeping people around me safe as well as myself, doing the little things, hitting the hand sanitizer on the way in and out of places, stopping, slowing the spread, and that goes back to Volusia County's back up, wash up, mask up. And I'm sure that you're probably going to talk about that too, because that's just how good you are.
Oh yes, this campaign is like the local campaign: wash up, mask up, back up. And
is that a tongue twister?
Right? Oh gosh, but it's really and that's another thing. All of our cities in Volusia County, we have come together just like our community, and we're fighting this together, and that's what I love about it. Port Orange, Volusia County, and beyond, but we're all in this together. And so that's what I love about this community, is that when the going gets tough, we all we're all bonding together and doing this right. And like you said, there was no warning, and sometimes you think, well, it's not going to happen to us, it's not going to happen to the United States. Well, it did. And so we had to, without a lot of preparation, but we made really the best of what we could do. And I think we like you said, we fared very well.
We're not done yet.
No, we're not.
And when we say that, it's just like, depending on when a vaccine comes, we may still only be halfway done. I hope not. I hope we're a lot further along.
With the flu season coming up, so if, we just don't know. But I think we've got a good plan in place, and we know how to moving forward.
Christine, I've had the pleasure, of all things to say in a year like this, this was my year as president of Volusia League of Cities. And usually we have dinner meetings once every couple of months, and elected officials from all 16 municipalities in the county, we get together and we can share and we can collaborate. And that was going to be my emphasis here, was on collaboration. And then COVID hit. And it really changed the way we do business for everybody, but certainly in government. But when COVID began, because we couldn't get together and collaborate that way, all the mayors have been on a weekly call, all 16 of us, for the most part, just about every single week since COVID began. And the level of collaboration has been incredible. But what really gets me is it's really great to be on that call with most of the other mayors and see how much they care about their cities. And they want to pick my brain for information, and I want to pick their brain for information. What are you doing about this? What are you doing about that? It is really wonderful to see how much all those mayors care about their cities and everybody else. It has really brought nobody wants a COVID, nobody wants a pandemic, but anytime you have something that brings people together, well, let's look for the silver linings because we don't have a choice. So let's look for the silver linings. Let's look for the positives. That's been a pretty cool experience for me, being able
absolutely.
to collaborate with my counterparts
And
from other cities like
congratulations on your presidency for the Florida League of Cities. And another congratulations are in order, too. As a result of our recent city election, you have the opportunity to serve another 4-year term in our city. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
I appreciate that. It was kind of interesting because we were hunkered down with COVID, and in May I had no opponents, and then by the filing date in June I had 2 opponents. So it's like, okay, we got to gear up a campaign in short order, and how do we do this in COVID? And we did some creative things with advertising. My youngest son, my 19-year-old Patrick, I've got to give him all the credit in the world because he ran my campaign. And he did some things. He'd be very busy with social media and the like. He actually served as a host for an online town hall we did. And that was a real kick in the pants doing that with him. And being able to do that with family, we couldn't get out and knock doors and meet people the way we normally did. But those things were his ideas. And anything, the wonderful thing about a campaign is you get to meet and talk to people out of the ordinary. You do that over the course of being mayor anyway, and people will communicate, and you hear their ideas. And I get tons of ideas that I'll bring forward. I'll admit to you, almost none of them are mine. And that's okay. I don't mind. You have a good idea and you're going to offer it up. Yeah, I'll steal it. I'll take it. And let's go talk about it. So those are some of the good things that come out of the campaign. But there'll be 4 more years.
And that was my next question. What impact do you want to make in these next 4 years?
Well, there's still a lot of unfinished business, and we've done a lot of things. Number one issue has been traffic. We still got a lot of things on the books that we want to do that we need to find funding for. The right turn lanes, the expanded turn systems, all up and down Dunlawton. But one thing that's happening this year is the smart light system is going to be installed and online by the end of the year. I'm pretty proud of that because I spent time in Tallahassee knocking doors more than a few times over a couple of years looking for dollars to make that happen, and that'll be the first one of its kind in Volusia County. So we're pretty proud of that. Hopefully get things flowing again. And even traffic is a relative thing. It's like what took you 5 minutes to do might take you 12 minutes now. In Orlando, it takes you 30, 60, 90. And that doesn't make it better because you know how it was before. But those are things that we need to adjust to because I used to say that Port Orange was the best kept secret. Well, people, you shared the secret, and a lot of people want to come here. The secret's out, and they've come among us, and those are the challenges of having a wonderful community. People want to be a part of that. So those are some of the things that we're going to be working on in the next 4 years. What can we do to continue to enhance the amenities that people need? We've got the community center that's going to be expanded with the rec right here on City Center campus. Talked about the different traffic improvements. Parks and Rec are always looking to be innovative with new programs and the like. The core services, police, fire, trash, water, those things that people need to know are there and not have to think about it. We will continue to work hard. Some of those contracts will be coming up, so we want to make sure that we continue and be able to maintain those services in an affordable fashion without sacrificing quality for the citizens of the city. And of course, in Riverwalk, we now have a 10-acre park down there that we didn't have for a long time, and we want to continue the expansion of the trail. And I know there'll be some commercial things. I know that we want to prod and move that along. Those commercial improvements down there help pay for the amenities that we can add for people. So that's Some people say, well, why are you pushing that? And you say, I don't really care whether we have condos there or not, or restaurants there or not. Or, well, some people do, because I think dining on the water would be a very, very neat thing to do. It's a unique place to do it, and we want people to be able to go down and enjoy the water here in Port Orange. And I know that as those improvements come along, they'll fund others, public improvements. They'll also spur other improvements that go on down in the River District. It's funny how momentum works. It's that slow wheel, but once it starts turning, it begins to turn a little faster. So those are some of the things that we have to look forward to in the next 4 years.
And you talk about that, and you grew up in this city, right? You were a
I
graduate.
grew up in here, yep.
Grew up, and then you became a council member. So you've really grew up in this city. And now you're leading it, and now you're seeing above and beyond. So it's amazing how Port Orange was, and I'm sure you've grown with the city too.
My wife and I made a conscious choice that we wanted to live in Port Orange to start a family, and now both those boys are in college, and we look back and say, "Wow, what a great choice we made."
That's wonderful, and we're just so blessed. Just this week we now can pay our bill online now, our utility bill online
thank God.
Through Paymentus, and so it's been a great week so far, and it's just Tuesday, and so just these little things that go a long way, and that citizens they really appreciate it, and it just goes above and beyond what we can do for them.
I got to say, we're government. Sometimes we do things a little bit more slowly, whether it be through being a deliberate process or the things that you have to do, because unlike a business that can make a decision and go do something, we have strict regulations and transparency, and it slows things down. But I am ever so grateful and thankful that we got Paymentus rolling, and we'll be doing. People will get back to the things that are comfortable. And I know that there were 6 or 7 different ways you could pay a water bill other than that, but that was one that was the easiest for so many. So here we are. We'll be able to offer that service.
And,
again.
it was a delay, but we want to make sure that we did it right and pick the right vendor, because, we don't want to compromise
Particularly
anybody.
after the reason why we had to stop
Absolutely.
in the first place.
So I'd rather take that extra time and get it done right than to rush into something and then have accounts be compromised or whatnot. So, it's a good day, and it's a good day for that.
It's always a good day
It
when
is.
you get things done, right?
Absolutely. It's like a check in the box, So when you're not running this city as the mayor, what do you like to do for fun?
There's time for fun?
Of course there is. It's Port Orange.
No, there's time for me to have fun.
Of course there is.
Well, I mean, between the day job and the night job and the family, it takes up a lot of time. But I do like to spend time with my family. I do like to do things with my boys and my wife. My wife, Anita, is running for school board, so we're having the fun of helping her with her campaign right now, and it's certainly a family activity. But right now it's college football season, and usually we get all geared up because we're season ticket holders for UCF. And my youngest son goes there, so we could set up the tailgate, and he'd saunter down from his dorm, and we'd watch the games on TV and grill and do whatever, and then go to the games. And of course, we can't do that this year, but we'll be spending. Usually it's all about family time for me.
Oh, that's great. And so if there's anything else that you would like our listeners to know about you or about our city before we conclude, is there anything that you would like to share?
No, absolutely not. That part gets edited out, right? Well, I guess if there's one thing that I want to share is that I'm accessible. If you call my cell phone, 214-3440, if you call that number, I don't have an assistant answering a line in an office. That's the cell phone that's in my pocket. I'm accessible. So if people need me, call me, email me, text me. I will get back to you. If I can't answer right away, I'll get back to you as soon as I can, but I'm easily accessible. I'm your mayor, and I'm here to serve, and it's an honor and a privilege of a lifetime to be able to do this. And I have no idea what my future is going to hold after this is over with. But I can tell you, this last 4-year term, I want to do and serve to the fullest and to the finest, and I want to make a difference. And that's the bottom line. And if you need my help to do that for you, give me a call.
I appreciate your time, and there are other ways that you can learn about our city, obviously through this new platform, the POG show here on the podcast. But there's other ways, like our website, www.port-orange.org, our Facebook page, Port Orange City Hall. We also have a quarterly newsletter that goes out. We're finalizing our October, November, December issue. So there are many other ways that you can reach us here at the city too. So that's a wrap. Mayor, thank you so much for taking the time with me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate that. That wraps it up for episode 002. Until next time.
Thank you so much for spending time with me today on the POG Show. We've only just begun, and with you sharing, subscribing, and leaving a 5-star review for this podcast is really going to help launch us to the next level together.